Every strategic bomber deployed in NATO service between 1949 and 1991. United States Strategic Air Command. Boeing B-29 Superfortress. A late World War II piston-engine heavy bomber retained into early Cold War service. It used 4 radio engines and a pressurized crew compartment. It carried conventional bombs and early nuclear weapons. It provided the United States' first post-war strategic bombing capability. It served mainly as a stopgap nuclear delivery platform. It was quickly replaced by faster jet-powered bombers. Boeing B-50 Superfortress. An improved development of the B-29 with stronger structure and new engines. It featured upgraded Pratt & Whitney radial engines and reinforced airframe. It achieved longer range and higher operating ceilings. It supported early intercontinental nuclear strike planning. It remained in service during the late 1940s and early 1950s. It was still limited by piston engine performance. North American B-45 Tornado. The first operational jet-powered bomber in U.S. service. It used 4 early turbojet engines mounted in the cells. It had limited range compared to later strategic bombers. It was forward deployed to Europe for nuclear strike missions. It marked the transition from propeller to jet bombers. It was soon surpassed by more capable designs. Convair B-36 Peacemaker. A massive intercontinental strategic bomber with mixed propulsion. It used 6 piston engines and 4 auxiliary jet engines. It had extreme range, allowing missions directly from North America. It formed the backbone of early strategic air command deterrents. It carried large nuclear weapons internally. It was vulnerable to jet interceptors and modern air defenses. Boeing B-47 Stratojet. A swept-wing 6-engine medium bomber optimized for speed and altitude. It introduced modern jet bomber aerodynamics and layout. It relied heavily on aerial refueling for long-range missions. It became SAC's primary nuclear bomber during the 1950s. It emphasized high-altitude penetration tactics. It became obsolete as air defenses improved. Boeing B-52 Stratofortress. A long-range heavy bomber powered by 8 jet engines. It could carry large nuclear and conventional payloads internally and externally. It offered global reach with aerial refueling support. It served as the core of U.S. strategic bombing forces. It adapted to multiple roles over decades of service. Its size made it detectable by advanced radar systems. Convair B-58 Hustler. A supersonic delta-wing strategic bomber designed for speed. It used 4 powerful jet engines and a slender fuselage. It relied on altitude and speed for survivability. It carried a combined nuclear weapon and fuel pod. It represented peak high-speed bomber doctrine. It suffered from high costs and limited mission flexibility. General Dynamics FB-111A Aardvark. A variable geometry strategic bomber derived from the F-111. It featured swing wings and terrain-following radar. It was optimized for low-altitude nuclear penetration missions. It carried nuclear weapons internally. It provided a regional strategic strike capability. It lacked true intercontinental range. Rockwell B-1B Lancer. A heavy bomber designed for high-speed, low-level penetration. It used variable sweep wings and advanced avionics. It carried large payloads internally to reduce radar signature. It entered service during the late Cold War period. It supported both nuclear and conventional missions. Its nuclear role was reduced by arms control agreements. United Kingdom. Royal Air Force, Vickers Valiant, a 4-engine jet bomber and the first British V-bomber. It was designed for high-altitude nuclear bombing missions. It carried free-fall nuclear weapons. It formed Britain's initial airborne nuclear deterrent. It suffered from structural fatigue issues. It was withdrawn earlier than other V-bombers. Avro Vulcan, a delta-wing strategic bomber optimized for high-altitude operations. It used 4 jet engines embedded in the wing. It carried nuclear gravity bombs and later standoff weapons. It was central to the UK's independent nuclear deterrent. It later adapted to low-level penetration roles. It relied heavily on aerial refueling. Handley Page Victor, a crescent-wing bomber with advanced aerodynamic efficiency. It offered excellent high-altitude performance. It supported nuclear strike and reconnaissance missions. It operated alongside the Vulcan in the V-bomber force. It later transitioned to aerial refueling roles. It remained in service longer as a tanker. France, Armée de l'Air, Dassault Mirage 4, a supersonic twin-engine strategic bomber. It was designed for high-speed nuclear strike missions. It carried France's airborne nuclear weapons. It relied on speed and altitude for penetration. It formed the backbone of the French force de frappe. It required aerial refueling for full strategic range. For more Cold War catalog documentaries, consider subscribing.